So, hello everyone. Welcome back to Nicole Myths, Astrology and Tarot. These are the full moon in Pisces, now you see it readings. And for them, I am using my Mirror of the Soul Tarot, my archetype cards by Nicole Myths, and two of my own custom decks. One is my energy alignment deck, all right, light and shadow on each side. This deck is a one-of-a-kind right now, but at some point it will most likely be in my Etsy shop, so make sure to favorite the shop and keep tabs on me. Keep tabs on me and what I put in there, okay? I'm also using my new Divine Conversations deck, all right? And this is created with the intention, because no matter what energy we're in, sometimes in particularly stressful ones, or ones where we're worrying a lot or dealing with a lot of fear state, we have a very hard time hearing the mirror conversation that Spirit's trying to have with us to keep us on track. And so this is to make sure that you do get a clear communication from Spirit as to what the mirror conversation actually is, all right, so that you can stay in high alignment despite circumstances that may be challenging you beyond your control. Okay, so we are going to be using those 4 decks today. I do just want to take a moment and thank all of the individuals who participate in these events and purchase the secret code names, because without them these events would not be possible. Thank you very much on behalf of everybody who enjoys these messages and heals in divine time, because you know the whole point of these readings is that even though they do belong to an individual, and this personal reading for them is relevant to the time and space in their life that this recording is taking place, you know, the unfoldment of the full moon in Pisces over the next 2 to 4 weeks, there's messages in here that are timeless, right? And divine time for those who are drawn to a secret code name or resonate to a secret code name pops out at them, stands out to them for whatever reason. There is a message in here for you. So thank you to everybody who participates, not just in their own healing, but the healing of everybody else that catches these. You are greatly appreciated. And if you are one of those souls who are drawn to it in divine time and are grateful that, you know, there is an individual out there who wanted to be present for you in energy, no matter when you catch this, drop a thumbs up, put a like on the video, leave a comment, say thanks, you know, whatever you feel, you know, as an expression of gratitude that they were able to be here for you today in spirit, right? Truly grateful for everybody who participates in these. And with that said, we are going to get right into it. Secret code name Barracuda. Ooh, Barracuda. It's exactly what the fuck I heard when I got your secret code name, the fucking song by heart. Barracuda. So let's see. What players, what characters need to be seen clearly, including yourself, right, for these full moon in Pisces, now you see it readings? Who do you need to see clearly? Yourself included. One more shuffle. Who are the players in the game, Spirit, please? For secret code name Barracuda. I just like saying the word. Barracuda. Sorry, I'm being silly. All right. We have the Mentor. The Child Eternal. And the Engineer. Interesting. Give me some more energetic alignment descriptions for these characters, please. Anything else, Spirit? Let me know where it needs to go. Okay. Ooh, energy vampire on one side, the bleeding heart blind narcissist on the other. So this is the energy that's connecting the three of y'all. Shadows. All right, shadows. Give me some more details, Spirit, please, on these individuals. Wow. Bottom of the deck is the Strength card. Top of the deck is the Knight of Wands. Interesting. Lusty sexual energy. Lots of attraction. Give me the story. What's the story with these people? What is the story going on? Wow, really? Got 3 kings out. New bottom of the deck is the 8 of Swords. Top of the deck is the 6 of Wands. So the victory is wanted, but there's mental blocks on how to achieve it. Feelings like maybe it's not possible. Okay. So person 1, we have the mentor. All right, this person in their shadow has an inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparts false instruction. In their light, they're passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. So you may, because and then it's been the pattern that the first person out is typically the energy I'm viewing as you, the viewer. Okay. You probably give a lot of great advice. And just when the student maybe starts to teach you something, you twist the lesson so that you are still teaching them when in the reality they were on the precipice of moving into a teacher role, which a good teacher wants of their students, right? They want their students to become even better than they ever were. But there's this attachment to being superior. Let's call a spade a spade. There's an attachment to being superior. Why else would you make your student feel as if they are not quite mastering something and impart some lesson on them that you know doesn't fucking resonate? Not with you or them. It doesn't resonate. And you start to lose respect as a teacher. Because it is off-putting in soul, whether we realize it or not, whether we express it or not, the soul gets off-put. So we have this creative energy, this highly creative energy, but this unjust radical extreme. And it creates strife and disharmony. And you don't understand why people that used to look up to you don't anymore. Or why when they used to seek you out for advice, they don't anymore and they start taking their own advice. Well, that's why. They moved into mastery. And you are still seeking the power of being superior. Instead of looking at other people like they can be your equal or are your equal, and that is a good thing. You like being superior. Now, the child eternal, their shadow is an inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. They're in serious denial. They've got mental prisons and they're unwilling to save themselves, trauma bonds. You might be dealing with the child eternal and like feeling superior to the child eternal. And they have this inability to grow up and be responsible. They're determined to remain young in body and mind and spirit. They have an ability to see things with fresh eyes. But I feel like they're constantly being dimmed down by this shadow. If you're dealing with this person, they don't have to be a child. They absolutely can just be younger than you. Even if it's not by much. It's definitely someone who looks or looked up to you for advice. But now you're dealing with someone, you know, the dynamic is such that you might crave the superiority, but they're addicted to the lesson. They're actually unwilling to get out of the trauma bond. You will advise them for the rest of your fucking life and they will never grow and they will never change and you will never actually see your student excel. They're in serious denial of their own ability to thrive and be energetically healthy. They're feeding off of your good advice for the sake of draining your energy and eating your good advice and your good energy. And yet they shine real bright. They have it in them. They're fully capable. You see their potential. That's why you're focusing in and teaching them and honing in on them. And then we got this engineer. Now the engineer, they have a reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. This person is probably extremely logical and analytical and takes their emotions out of the equation. If it doesn't make sense, they don't do it. If it makes sense, they do it. It doesn't care if it hurts or not. Their emotions do not enter the equation. The emotions of other people do not enter into their equation. It has to make the most sense. In an extreme example, it's like, okay, well, we need to save money, so we're cutting down on this expense, this expense, this expense. But now what kept the family together, you know, because it was cable TV and everybody sat and watched their shows together, that's gone. Pizza night that got everybody around the table, that's gone. Replacing clothes to feel good about yourself, like that you're not wearing old beat ass clothes, that's gone. You know, and they don't realize the ramifications, the emotional ramifications of their choices, because they're like, well, we got to save money. Deal with it. Suck it up. Another extreme example would be being in love with them and them being in love with you, but, you know, you're 5 hours away and it doesn't make sense to keep dating. So, okay, got to take my emotions out of it. Doesn't make sense to date you anymore. Instead of, you know, especially if they can't see how, you know, you're going to move to them or they're going to move to you because of jobs and whatever. Instead of figuring it out and looking for a solution, they just be like, whatever, I guess it's over then. Solves that problem, right? This person is someone that deems themselves trustworthy. And they're someone you might naturally trust for sound, logical advice, but they are deceiving. They inflate their own value. They make false promises, and it's mocking. It's mocking. This person is condescending, which is interesting that the person is the student here, right? You're thriving off of superiority, and yet this person is condescending to you in your mirror. Because you're condescending to this person, whether you realize it or not. They have the ability to give creative energy a practical expression, a talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. Your creativity is really kind of letting this person come to their own conclusions and trust themselves and see what happens. It's like letting somebody mix blue and red for the first time, and you know it's purple, and they're discovering it's purple and it's beautiful, and maybe it's a different shade of purple you would have never imagined. You know, metaphorically speaking. This person's the Aeon, it's Judgment card. This person is a seriously harsh mirror for you. Because they're apathetic on top of it, which means they do not give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about you, anybody, nothing. All logic, all reason. Cold as ice. Cold as ice. They might be the fucking Barracuda. And you don't realize that keeping this person in your superiority and liking being the teacher and them being your student, liking that dynamic, you're not giving a fuck about them. You're inflating your own value. You're making false promises to them. You're going to be great one day. Everything's going to work out one day. You're fucking mocking them. You're deceiving them in that. You can't tell them that and treat them that way. Keep them as the student under thumb. You're making false promises. You're inflating your own value as the teacher because you're being an asshole and you don't even realize it. This person and the engineer is to show you how you're actually being to this child eternal. And they're a beautiful light in the world, and the world needs their light. The world needs them to trust themselves. The world needs them to teach others and lead by example. You gotta let that power trip go and realize you're doing this person a serious disservice, and you're not just doing them a disservice, they're rippling shadow to everybody else. They're not healing anything, they're hurting things. When they don't trust themselves, it's creating a pain ripple. Energy vampires feeding off of each other. Everybody's dealing with their own narcissistic tendencies, not even realizing it. Blind, not even realizing it. It's time to be more receptive. The story we got going on down here. We've got Prince of Discs, and all the princes are kings in this deck because it goes Princess, Knight, Queen, Prince. So the princes are the kings. We got the Prince of Discs, Fortune, Strength, Four of Wands, Three of Cups, Three of Coins, the King or Prince of Cups, and the King, Prince of Wands. Three kings. We got three seriously masculine energies here. They all need to be authentic. They all have their place and spot in the world. One is a master of spirit. One is a master of emotion. One is a master of the actual 3D physical world. Whoever the King of Discs is, that's the master of the 3D, right? The master manifester. And to be fair, I feel like that's the mentor. I feel like the mentor is the Prince of Discs archetypal energy. And I think what's happening is being in that role as a master manifester, having these radical extremes is keeping fortune's door from opening for you. Opportunity from presenting itself, manifestation from grounding into the reality. Because you've been stubborn and dug your feet into the reality and halted the ripple. And I think that's creating this wounded warrior energy when you really want joy. And there's this third party energy that you feel contracted to, that you really do need to let go of and let them fly. Let them fly, even if you got to kick them out the nest, because they are in serious denial and are trauma bonded. Trauma bonded. You make me feel safe. You build me up. You give me all the advice I know that I can give myself, but I need to hear it from you first. And then I need to not take it because I need to come back for you for advice tomorrow or later. They're trauma bonded. You're going to have to kick this person out of the metaphoric nest, so to speak. Go fly, bitch. Go fly. Trust yourself. Make mistakes. Learn. Fall on your face. Stand back up. You could do it. It's just life. You'll learn. And this person, that's the King of Wands there. They're a master of spirit. They're in your mirror for a reason. Spirit put them there. Spirit put them there. And I feel like once this energy is allowed to fly on its own, this energy will disappear. And you won't feel like this condescending person is constantly in your fucking face anymore. Matter of fact, you might be able to stand up to this person and teach them fucking something. Like, you will not be condescending to me. That is not acceptable. And you could say that now and not be a hypocrite because you're not being condescending to this person. We got 3 very strong masculine yang energies here. And I think it's the masculine energy within each of you. And masculine energy is the choice, it's the purpose, it's the drive, it's the passion, it's the determination, it's the shot caller. It's who we choose to be. Someone is a master manifester. Someone is an emotional powerhouse, empath powerhouse. And the other is an embodiment of spirit's dark, because the dark serves the light. And they're being a mirror of your dark for you. You could trust their mirror. What's the divine conversation spirit is working on having with you that you may be missing amongst these shadows? Dealing with the shadows. What conversation is spirit having with you? Secret codename Barracuda. Life is not meant to be hard. Stop putting off the one thing you know you must do. Courage. Courage is that strength card that came out initially. If you feel trapped, your perceptions, your beliefs, they built your cage. You have the key. Spirit says, I still love you no matter how many times you missed the lesson. Let's reflect on them now. Pick yourself up and try again with this lesson. Pick yourself up and try again. Pass on the wisdom to refine your student's character. Take the best advice you've recently given. You are not exempt from taking it. Lead by example. The best advice you can give this person, the best advice you've given them, you need to take it yourself. You need to take it yourself. You don't realize how distracted you are. When is the last time you checked in with what your soul wants to heal or improve? Energetic sovereignty. You're attaching your energy to other people, and their energy is attaching to you. You're not energetically sovereign. Your energy is affected by these other people. If they're dragging, you're dragging because you feel responsible to pick them up. Feel responsible to teach. This person's energy might be pissing you off or frustrating you. And in the mirror, it's because Spirit's a little pissed and frustrated with you. You know what I mean? Spirit says, I still love you no matter how many times you missed a lesson. Let's reflect on it. You need to take your own best advice. You're not exempt. You need to get out of your own limited perceptions and beliefs, because that's the cage you built around yourself. That's the cage you built around yourself. You need to open Fortune's door by letting this dynamic cease, allowing it to shift. All right. I have faith this will help, so that you can get out of your mental prison and get in and into the victory that you know is achievable. The only way you do it is to literally stop being this person to this person as this person. So, if you haven't already, drop a like, leave the thumbs up, put a comment down there. Let me know if it resonated with you, because I would love to know. I would love to know if this resonated with you. And I have full faith in you moving forward, because now you see it. Now you see it for exactly what it is. All right. Until next time. Take care.